Here's our first garden tour of the year. This path going up to the front gate. This used to be a driveway. You can see this house is a corner lot. You used to be able to drive in this driveway, go around the side of the house, and drive out the other way. Almost the whole property was covered in asphalt and concrete. It's a big invasive weed problem on this property, and I've been battling it for 10 years. So this year I put a bunch of cardboard down and a big layer of mulch on top of it in the front here. Just put things out in pots to try to curb that problem without using herbicides. I have a blueberry in a pot here, and I am going to get some more. I had gotten 3 bare root butterfly bushes online, and I put them in these 3 pots. Only one of them seems to be alive, so I'm going to change what's in those other pots. Here's a comfrey plant that I potted up. This is our strawberry patch. I planted these bare root about 6 weeks ago. Into the gate. You can see this sign here, Urban Wildlife. When we first started caring for this property, when we bought it, we had the property certified as a wildlife sanctuary. It's not that hard. You basically need a food and water source. This area behind the gate, close to the front, doesn't get a whole lot of sun. This is a south-facing house. Between the sun moving off in the afternoon to the other side and the fact that this fence is here, it's very shady over here in the afternoon, so I planted some shade-loving plants over here. Some ferns, some bleeding heart, astilbes, things like that. This is nasturtiums I planted from seed, and a hanging pot that I haven't hung up yet. These are all yellow squash. I planted a bunch of seed. I wasn't sure how many of them would germinate. Most of them did, so I have to thin this big time. And I may put some of these in pots. Here's some radish in a planter, and another planter with some flowers. I have toys all around. Sorry for the abrupt movements of the camera. Not a camera person. I have grandchildren. Here's only 2 of these. I have planted some watermelon. I don't know how this is going to do. We'll have to see. I don't think the growing season here is long enough to grow this, and they're not looking that healthy right now anyway. But we'll see. Some squash plants in a earth box container. These are raspberry plants. Some of them I put in as bare root canes. You can see that one right there. Literally like 2 months ago. And they didn't seem to be doing anything. And I thought, well, that was an experiment and it failed. It's not working. But all of a sudden, we've had nothing but rain the last few weeks, and it seemed to do the trick. I thought I was watering them enough, but they finally started growing. So this will be our raspberry patch. And in the front, I planted some carrots that you can see coming up there. I've got some tomatoes and peppers in grow bags here. These are grow bags that I paid a lot of money for before I found out you could use the little blue bags from Walmart, which I have switched to. Down here, this area doesn't get all that much sun either. So again, this end, shade-loving plants. Here's an area I haven't done yet. You can see all the weeds here, and another raised bed that my husband made me. If I did not work my buns off out here, this is what my whole property would look like. These weeds. It's really hard to deal with. Now let's go over to the these are cucumbers, which I don't know why they're not looking real healthy, and I haven't figured that out yet. Eggplant. Here's another little smaller container of strawberries that I planted with my little granddaughter. And some pole beans that are growing up good there. Here's the area outside the back gate. You can see the raspberry patch and the grow bags over there. And the back garden is over here. Right here, this bare area. This was a little pond. And we took it out this year. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here yet. But I have a few plants left around that had been surrounding part of the pond. Now there, we have a bird area, which we kept when we put in the raised beds. I got grow boxes here with peppers. Before I filled these beds, I lined this whole area with cardboard and brown paper, and I haven't finished mulching over that yet. That's why you'll see brown paper around our cardboard. This is the herbs. There's carrots growing right there that I have to thin. A couple of pepper plants. Those three are chocolate bell peppers. Those little baby plants there are pickling cucumbers that I planted by seed a week or so ago. Here's some kale. Growing in front of some tomatoes that just don't look good. I haven't figured it out. They have some yellow leaves on the bottom. It's done nothing but rain here since I put these in. And I don't know if that's the cause of it or something else, but I'm going to look into it. And there's three smaller tomatoes in pots that I had started from seed. We have lettuce and this one. Some yellow tomatoes. Bunch of pepper plants. On the end there is a perennial flower called verbascum. Since this is a corner lot, you can see this faces the street here. I tried to make the street side, for the most part, a little prettier. I'm hoping it'll keep my neighbors from complaining about the fact that I basically have a garden in my front lawn. This bed over here has Italian frying peppers. And some broccoli back there. And a couple of brandywine tomatoes. These are irises that haven't bloomed on this side yet. Here's an example of the Walmart bags being used as grow bags, which I found out from the guy on YouTube. And I'll be putting his link underneath the video. Here's some more. I planted some bush beans in here. This tomato I got at, I think, Home Depot. It's not looking too healthy. We'll have to see. The front. It's a garden bed in the front there. Mostly flowers along the edge. That's a rose bush that hasn't bloomed yet. Here's a nice clematis vine. A squash. Got an angel here, but she keeps falling down. My azalea, it's already bloomed, and this is catmint, which I love. The catmint's kind of a no-brainer. Once it's established, you can pretty much ignore it, and cuts down on the weeds. It's a bed with some eggplant and some jalapeno peppers. Along the edge here, where it looks bare, I actually planted some black-eyed Susans in there, and we'll have to see how they do. Again, a lot of flowers on this side that faces the street. There's some little peppers. These are the tomatoes that aren't doing real well. We bought those at a church fundraiser. They've been in here like 3 weeks. They haven't gotten much bigger. The leaves aren't a nice green. You compare those to these in these bags and pots. They just don't look as good. This is really good soil that I put in these beds. So I don't know why this is going on. So I'll have to get some advice from someone. The pepper plant in a pot with some flowers around it, and here's a cherry tomato in a pot with some lettuce. Started down here. The comfrey plant. Rose of Sharon tree. We're back around to the bird area. Here's some spinach I put in a pot. Another squash. And that's about it. That's our first garden tour.